Yeah, confess your sins, cause blessed I've been obsessed with wins. They ain't me and I ain't them. Trying to be the brightest gem, the highest star, put fear in men. Oh boy, I gotta make it clear again who I am. KC Navarro, go faster than your cargo, hit harder than Apollo. My creed different, and I got wild on the lyrics like carrying your precious cargo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of CWF Recoil. And it is as you see, KC Navarro, TNA superstar, is heading to the Coastal Wrestling Federation. He will be making his debut for us May 17th at CWF Conspiracy at the SRC Auditorium. And everybody is wondering, who will KC Navarro be facing in his debut match here at the Coastal Wrestling Federation May 17th at the SRC Auditorium? Tickets are on sale now. We will be finding out who his opponent will be here tonight, along with a lot of other questions coming off this latest edition of CWF Voltage.
Take out any opposition, leave them out of commission, whether pinfall or submission. Look at the drip, look at the fit. I'm always in best condition. Keep my circle small, so you should keep your distance.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of CWF Voltage. I am your ringside pitchman, the voice of the Coastal Wrestling Federation, Donnie Harris Jr., and it's as you saw, KC Navarro is coming to the Coastal Wrestling Federation. Last week, we had one heck of a CWF Voltage heading into CWF Conspiracy. A lot of questions are lingering in the air, and hopefully we can get an answer to some of those questions. And who better at this time to perhaps answer those questions than my guest on this edition of CWF Voltage? Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome, he is the owner of the Coastal Wrestling Federation, the one and only Marshal Briggs.
There we go. Donnie Harris Jr., how you doing tonight, my friend? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Marshal Briggs. Welcome to CWF Recoil. See you're making sure you're very well hydrated there.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a good night. It's a good night to celebrate. You know, I got my gentleman Jack here to make sure that this interview goes exactly the way that it should. Donnie, I mean, you're looking good there. I see you're there in your bedroom or something with the weird sheets in the background. That's a little strange. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and do this interview.
Those are like awesome, like Nickelodeon orange sheets. I used to love watching that channel as a kid, so it kind of remind me of that. Great shows on Nickelodeon.
I don't know if you're old enough to drink. I don't know if you're old enough to drink, but I'm making right now one of Marshal Briggs' favorite drinks. It's some call it Jack and Coke, but sometimes it's just best to go ahead and mix anything with Jack and call it a good night. So we're going to have a Dr. Pepper and Coke in honor of my partner in the Enterprise, Knockout Nathan Sims, because he has plenty to celebrate tonight, as does Rob Ocho. You'll find out here a little bit later during this interview. So, Donnie, I know we got some questions. We got some people watching. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. What do you got to say, Donnie?
All right. So we're coming off of a
really
very controversial edition of CWF Voltage. It was in the opening contest that Justin Flo, your former partner in the Enterprise before the schism, he defeated the Manimal, another man you've had a bit of history with. But, you know, in the main event, Justin Flo defended his title for a second time, but, and I'm backstepping there, you know, after the match, you came out, you attacked Justin Flo, you re-injured his left arm, and that was a nagging injury that he had in the main event as he defended his title against the One Vision Orion. Now, during the match, the lights went out, and then mysteriously a chair appeared in the middle of the ring. Now, Marshal Briggs, I didn't see what was going on. I couldn't see. It was pitch black from the vantage point of the announcer's table. But I'm just going to come out and ask because, as was saw at the top of that show, and as I've just mentioned, there's a lot of animosity that you felt for Justin Flo. Did you have anything to do with the lights going out and that chair appearing in the middle of the ring?
Now, Donnie, is this how you want to start this interview, by incriminating me, by accusing me? But by the way, I'm your boss, right? I'm the CEO,
Yes, sir, you are.
the proud owner of the Coastal
Yes, sir,
Wrestling
you are.
Federation, and you're going to question my integrity that I would get involved in a match? I mean, that never happens, right? Why would Briggs want to get involved in a match? It's almost like something that may have happened last year when Flo won the title, right?
Yes, at Defiance last year, you, along with Chris Mason, gave him some aid in defeating Simon Phillips for the championship. You were the, for lack of a better term, his patron saint, if you will.
His patron saint. I mean, look, the fact of the matter is this: Justin Flo had the title for 297 days, but he just wasn't quite able to make it to 298. He came up short, which seems to be a common theme in his life. Except for his hair, that's the only thing he has going. But I will say he put up a valiant effort. He fought Manimal, which, by the way, Manimal, sorry, you lost yet again. You came up short. The Manimal Kingdom has fallen. You said it yourself, Manimal, that if you didn't win that match, that it was the end of the kingdom, it was the end of the Manimal. So who knows what's in store for you next? But something tells me that Darion Drummond is going to go ahead and finish crushing the Manimal Kingdom moving forward. But Donnie, back to your question. I digress. Back to your question. Did I have anything to do with the interfering in that match? Absolutely, maybe.
Okay. With that said, of course, we have a new champion in the Coastal Wrestling Federation, the Vision Orion. Now, as Orion won the title, you walked out and you seemed pleased with the results. So I would just ask now, as Orion is your new champion, you seem to approve of him. Have you had any conversations with him regarding your expectations of him and his performance as the representative of your company?
Absolutely not. I know you like to think that myself and Orion are in cahoots, that we're in business together. It just so happens that he had a vision he brought to the CWF that he wanted to see come to fruition. That means come true for the slower people that are watching. But the fact is, I haven't talked to Orion. I haven't talked to the Vision. All I know is there's a new CWF champion. There's a reason to celebrate. Glasses in the air, because Justin Flo finally got what was coming to him, and he lost the CWF championship.
So at this point, are things between you and Justin Flo settled?
You might want to ask Justin Flo that question. Let's go back very quickly. It's very important for people to understand. I didn't start this between myself and Justin Flo. This goes all the way back to something that you, Donnie Harris Jr., were involved in. Remember the last conspiracy that took place in the CWF?
Yes, and you also cleared me of all charges, I might add.
I didn't clear you of anything. There's still people that chant Donnie's guilty, but the fact of the matter is this, Donnie. Myself and Flo may fight forever. Who knows? One thing is certain, is that the Enterprise was dominant over Flo Enterprise. And it may have just taken a vision, a positive one at that, a vision to make that happen. So I haven't heard from Flo either. He's gone dark since losing. We haven't heard from him. I don't know how his arm is. Haven't seen him. Didn't see him after he went backstage. Have no clue. If he's smart, he'll leave well enough alone. But I do have his next match in mind, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. Are there any questions that are waiting to be answered, Donnie?
Yes. Well, just moving on to championships. Of course, we know that the D1 championship is currently vacant. It was vacated by Brandon Collins, the man that defeated you for the D1 championship. But I digress. We now have the qualifiers for the D1 gauntlet. And but that's actually not the question I have for you here tonight. What are your plans for the tag team titles at CWF Voltage? it was it was Johnny Romano and Desmond Tebow facing off for a chance to qualify for the D1 Gauntlet match. Now, you posted on social media that if there was not a winner, if there was not a clear decision in that victory, you would strip them of the tag titles. Now, the match started, and over the PA system, first you announced that it was the time limit was only going to be 8 minutes. Then you announced over the PA that it was going to be a no DQ match. One of your proteges now, Rob Ocho, he came out. He slid the chair in the middle of the ring. You said on the PA, a little gift from the Enterprise. Johnny didn't want to use it. Rob Ocho comes out a second time, puts it back in the ring. Desmond Tebow slides it back out, doesn't want to use it. Third time, Rob Ocho comes out, hits Desmond Tebow in the back. Johnny Romano has the opportunity. He doesn't take it. And ultimately, it ended in a double pin. So my question to you would be, had either men taken the opportunity, if you will, that you granted them, would either of them be in good graces with you in the Enterprise at this point? And moving forward, what are your plans for the tag titles?
That's the thing, Donnie. It's not about being in the good graces of Marshal Briggs. Listen, as much as you and some of these people like to make the narrative that I'm some kind of dictator, that's not true. That is not true. All actions that Marshal Briggs and the Enterprise take are in the best interest of the roster and the company and even the idiot fans that decide to boo me for no reason. The fact of the matter is this. Johnny Romano and Desmond Tebow were put on notice very clearly that there had to be a winner for the CWF Division I Gauntlet qualifier. Was there a winner, Donnie?
No, sir.
No, there was not. There was not a winner. Now, what we need in the CWF, like the Vision said, is we need strength. We need a clean slate. It's a new era. You guys saw the new signature at the beginning of this podcast. You saw the new Voltage logo, the new look that we have, our new set. That's amazing. But what
it is very great.
What comes with that is strength. I need strength. I need grit. I need someone who is going to do whatever it takes to win and be successful in the CWF. And Johnny Romano and Desmond Tebow, they lack all of that. They lack the heart, the determination. They lacked it all because if they really wanted to win, if they really wanted to hold one of the most prestigious titles in the CWF, that's named after D1 Van Christopher, a person who helped start this company. If they really wanted that, they would have done whatever it took to win. So since they showed weakness, it just so happens that they showed me they're not worthy of holding CWF gold. Therefore, they were stripped of the CWF Tag Team titles. Now, you said someone wanted to know, what's next for the CWF Tag Team Championship? That's a very, very simple question. And it's a very simple answer. Because next month, at Conspiracy on May 17th at the San Jose County Auditorium, I will crown brand new CWF Tag Team Champions. They'll be deserving. They will be people that have proven themselves and have paid the price to hold CWF gold. I promise you, they're deserving. Do you want to know right here tonight who that's going to be?
I assume you're going to have a one-night tournament or a rumble or something?
No, no, not at all. No, there's not going to be that because, like I said, they've already proven themselves. What do you think, Donnie? Who should I make the tag team champions?
I have no clue, sir. You're the matchmaker. I just call the matches.
Who do you think deserves it?
There's a lot of people. Quite frankly, I'd say you ought to give them back to Desmond Tebow.
All right. So it's obviously that you don't know because you're mentioning the Retro Rebels. That's the past, Donnie. The past. Say it with me. The past. Say it.
The past.
The past. Exactly. I agree. So, with that being said, official right here tonight, breaking news at 8:18 p.m. Central Standard Time, the brand new CWF Tag Team Champions are... Drum roll. That's terrible. The tag team... Stop. Just stop, Donnie. The Tag Team Champions are none other than the Enterprise members, Rob Ocho and Knockout Nathan Sims. How do you feel about that?
Well, that is the first time that a title has ever been awarded without, being won in the ring. So yeah, that is very, that is very new and history making. Yes, sir. That's a very, that's going to cause a lot of talk on social media, I imagine.
You seem apprehensive, Donnie. You seem like you don't agree. Are you unhappy with that decision? You don't think that Ocho and Sims deserve the tag titles?
I mean, both are former tag team champions.
True. One's
I
a
question
former CWF champion.
Two-time former CWF champion is
That
Nathan
just
Sims,
means
the
he
first
lost
man to win.
twice, but I'll overlook that. Go ahead.
I mean, Rob Ocho, within his first year, he won tag gold. But if you'll remember, in their match or in their triple threat with Soko, which Rob Ocho won, they could be, they were very good at neutralizing Soko, but at the same time, there was a lot of dissension between the two. So I begin to wonder how well they'll be able to work together because, as everyone knows, Rob Ocho in his debut, he beat Nathan Sims. He beat Nathan Sims at CWF Proving Ground.
Let's stop because see, your false narrative is bleeding through. Your bias, which you're supposed to be an unbiased journalist, your bias is bleeding through because you obviously are trying to drive a wedge between the enterprise. That's what you're trying to do. So before you get yourself in trouble, pull out your phone, Donnie, pull out your phone, and I want you to take a look at the live. Are there any questions that need to be asked in the live? Let's move on before you get yourself fired.
All right, let's see here.
That's what you're trying to do. So
I don't see any questions at this time, but I do have one that
you don't see any questions at this time. I see questions all over because I can see the questions.
The Wi-Fi is not the best.
All right, Donnie. I mean, I know you're from Florida. Your reading comprehension level is probably like first or second grade. So allow me to pick up the slack like I always do, Donnie. Whether it's in the ring with you or on commentary, whatever. Let me pick up the slack, right? And I will read the questions that are right over here that some people may have. So let's see. What do we have here? Rob Ocho has a question. This is very important. Rob Ocho, who is, what title does he hold, Donnie?
He's one half of the CWF Tag Team Champions.
And right. That's right. I don't need anything else. So Rob Ocho wants to know, can we fire this guilty simp? Should we fire you, Donnie, tonight? What do you think? Should we fire Donnie?
I'd prefer not, Briggs. I like my job. The pay's nice. The hours are pleasant.
All right. So while we're going through here, let's see. Joshua Pugh. Joshua Pugh says that I show a lack of character. Joshua, let me tell you something. I got more character in this one finger than you've got in your whole body. Shut your mouth. I'll give your opinion when I want it. Let's see. Rob Collins says that single barrel is better. Robert, sorry. Gentleman Jack is some good shit. I'm telling you. Good shit right here. Don't be putting down the Gentleman Jack, all right? What else? What else do we have here? Donnie, mute your speaker before I come over there and smack the shit out of you. Let's see. So we've got Second Royalty. Can Manimal get a rematch? That's a really good question. Does Manimal... Let me answer your question with the question, Second Royalty, since you're hiding your name. Does Manimal deserve a rematch? I mean, he lost fair and square to Justin Flo. Fair and square. His shoulders were pinned to the mat. 1, 2, 3. That was his rematch. That was his last shot. Now, if he wants to earn a shot, maybe, just maybe, if he defeats Eric Drummond, Darion Drummond, whatever we want to call him tonight, maybe, just maybe, Manuel will get his rematch. So, Donnie, I've done your job. I've taken care of the comments we've gotten so far. What's your next question?
Speaking of my broadcast partner, Darion Drummond, what is the relationship between him and the Enterprise?
There isn't one. Next question.
Okay. You saw it at the top of the show here at CWF Recoil. Casey Navarro, TNA superstar, is coming to the CWF. He will debut at CWF Conspiracy May 17th at the SRC Auditorium. Everybody is wanting me to ask you, who will Navarro's opponent be?
That's a great question. A great question. So, if there's anything about the CWF, if there's anything about Marshal Briggs, it's that I'm a man of my word and I want excellence. I want opportunity. I want people to excel, damn it. So, I've heard that Justin Flo wants a rematch. Now, he hasn't said that to me. He hasn't said that publicly, but of course, he lost. Clean, by the way, to the Vision Orion, but he lost. He wants a rematch. It's fine. But you see, it's a new era, Donnie. It's a new beginning in the CWF. That's why we got the new logo. We got some new music. We got new things coming. We got the second TNA star in a CWF ring since September. You tell me who else is offering that to the fans. But nonetheless, I digress. The person that's going to face Casey Navarro is none other than a Flowhawk Justin Flo, the former CWF champion. What are your thoughts on that?
Wow, I'm actually looking forward to that. You want to give some of the best to Casey Navarro that the CWF can offer, and our former champion certainly is that. I've been critical of him in the past, but I will take nothing away from his performance in the ring.
Yeah, look. So Flo faced the last TNA champion that was or two-time world champion Moose in a triple threat. Now he didn't pin Moose, but nonetheless he did win the triple threat. So technically, I guess he likes to say that he holds a win over Moose. Whatever, it's a technicality. But one-on-one, Justin Flo versus Casey Navarro. Blessed. Justin Flo is blessed to get this match. So, Justin, I know you're going to watch this eventually whenever you drag yourself out of whatever gutter you're in. If you beat Casey Navarro, I will gladly book you in a rematch for the CWF Championship. Now, it won't be anytime soon. It'll be at my discretion when I feel you've earned it. But if you beat Casey Navarro, you get your rematch at the CWF title. However, if you for some reason lose against Casey Navarro, I'm sure you'll put up a fight, but if you lose against Navarro, then when you do get a rematch for the title, I get to pick the stipulation. I think that's fair, Donnie. What do you think?
I believe that you think that is fair, and I do have one more question for you.
Yeah.
I can't help but notice that the Enterprise likes to be in and around the ring during Justin Flo's matches, so I'm assuming the fair man that you are, you, Rob Ocho, or Nathan Sims will be nowhere near the ring and let that matter get settled between the two men. I'm sure you're going to make sure that happens.
Now, Donnie, you wouldn't gaslight me, would you? You wouldn't
no,
try
sir.
to gaslight
No.
or be condescending to me, right? Because that may just land you in a match with Chris Mason if you want to do that. So you don't want to do that, right?
No, my my in-ring career is over.
That's
it was
what
a good
I
run.
thought. That's what I thought. So it'll be fair, like it always is in the CWF. It will be fair. If you look back over the past year, I have been nothing but fair to the CWF roster. Look how gracious I was to the Manimal. How many shots did he get at the D1 title? How many times did I defend the D1 title when I held it before I got screwed out of it? How many times did I let assist Flo into being victorious? And then the one time he doesn't have a safety net, what happens? He loses, fair and square by the way, he loses to the Vision Orion. And we have a brand new CWF champion with a great vision. I think is going to do great things for the CWF. But real quick, before we get too far, because we got to wrap this up soon, because I'm hungry, I haven't eaten yet. I got to make another drink in a minute. Can we just talk about the pre-match that we had before the full event actually started? Can we talk about that? Wasn't that amazing? Wasn't that a great match, Donnie?
That was a great match. Two very young, hungry up-and-comers. The Shark Cruz Rivera and Dirk Darkson had a great match.
Yeah.
The Shark was victorious with the Sharknado, but take nothing away from Darkson. Quite frankly, Marshal Briggs, I look forward to calling a match with both those men sometime in the future. And, I have been critical of you, but I got to give you your flowers. That is what happens here in the Coastal Wrestling Federation. Our name is spreading everywhere, and that is the type of talent that we have. That was our opening contest. That was our dark match. That's the level of talent on just our dark matches. Two high energy prospects like that. And that is what you get when you tune in to a CWF live stream. And by the way, our old live streams are right here on the YouTube channel. And also when you come and watch the CWF live. And Marshall, none of that happens without you. So in that regard,
Donnie,
congratulations.
Look, I understand you want to try to give me my flowers and suck up for the BS you were spewing earlier. I'm going to let that slide because, look, tonight, as you can tell, tonight is a night to celebrate. We've got a new CWF champion. Justin Flo has been put in his place once and for all, and all is right in the world. We've got new tag team champions. We'll have a new D1 champion soon. We've got a new CWF champion. What's not to love here in the CWF, Donnie?
Well, there are still some cracks, and sometimes the goal doesn't always. I digress. We're in a good mood tonight, and I think on that note, Marshall, that does it for this edition of CWF.
No. See, I run this. We got another comment here. Second Royalty says Drummond might bust his ass. Not gonna lie. Listen, Drummond is gonna kick Manimal's ass because that's just what Drummond does. But I'm gonna give the people watching one more chance. Submit your questions because I don't want to talk to you in public. So ask your questions now if you have a question of Marshal Briggs. In the meantime, Donnie, do you have any more questions you'd like to ask?
What's next for Marshal Briggs as far as your in-ring career?
I'm glad you asked because I'm actually going to address that on May 17th at Conspiracy. I have a huge announcement to make at Conspiracy on May 17th because you see, the fact of the matter is Flo's gone. Flo's done. He lost the title. He ain't ever going to get it back. There's a new vision in the CWF. A new era, a new start, a new beginning, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's a clean slate. I've been busting my ass for the past damn year and a half, 2 years, whatever you want to call it, to grow this company, to get us to the next level. And the moment that the Vision Orion pinned Flo for that 3 count, it took this company to another level. So to me, it's mission accomplished. So what does that mean to you, Donnie?
Mission accomplished.
It doesn't matter what that means to you. It's mission accomplished. So what's going to happen is next month, May 17th, I will have a huge announcement that will shake the foundation of the CWF to its core. One of the biggest announcements in the history of this company will take place next month at Conspiracy. Now, I'm going to start to close this out because Second Royalty is just down there talking some madness. But the fact of the matter is this. Next month, May 17th, tickets are on sale right now. If you click on the QR code at the end of this video, or if you head over to cwfe.eventbrite.com, buy your tickets now. And just because I'm feeling happy, because I'm feeling special, it's a celebratory night, I got my Dr. Pepper and Coke. I'm about to go eat some badass fish right here tonight only. If you go to eventbrite.com, cwfe.eventbrite.com, and you enter promo code BLESSED, you will get a discount on tickets to Conspiracy to see TNA star Casey Navarro kick the shit out of former CWF champion Justin Flo live and in color right there at the house we built, the San Jose County Auditorium. You're going to see new tag team champions crowned. You're going to see the gauntlet match for the D1 title. You're going to see Donnie Harris Jr. get his ass kicked again. You're going to
What?
Oh, my bad,
What?
Donnie. I wasn't supposed to forget that part. I wasn't supposed to say that part public. You're going to see a lot of stuff next month at Conspiracy. This event is one you don't want to miss. Donnie, take us home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for Marshal Briggs and everyone at the Coastal Wrestling Federation, I'm your ringside pitchman, Donnie Harris Jr. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of CWF Recoil. We'll see you May 17th at CWF Conspiracy at the SRC Auditorium. Tickets are on sale now.
There you go. Good job, Donnie. Good job.
Yeah, confess your sins, cause blessed I've been obsessed with wins. They ain't me and I ain't them. Trying to be the brightest gem, the highest star, put fear in men. Oh boy, I gotta make it clear again who I am. Navarro, go faster than your cargo, hit harder than Apollo. My creed different, and I got wild on the lyrics like carrying precious cargo. Oh, damn. Check the ink in my skin, man, I'm blessed from within. Get to see where I go, never know where I've been. They say pride is a sin, and you don't have to tell me, I know. And I'm blessed. I just want everything, cause I'm blessed. I want the fame and my name on the game straight again. Yeah, cause I'm blessed. I want the whips and the clothes and the trees and I swear my name people never forget it. Why? I just want everything. Cause I'm blessed. Man, this is confidence, my dominance is consequence to incompetence. Future legend, not a brain, they rocking it, no stopping this. I'm going straight to the top, whether you're ready or not. Better guess me get dropped, this the cream of the crop. You a fish in the water, cause all you be doing is fly. Get your dirt off my name, I'm finna pick up a mob and start cleaning out the competition. Take out any opposition, leave them out of commission. Whether pinfall or submission, look at the drip, look at the fit. I'm always in blessed condition. Keep my circle small, so you should keep your distance.